Welcome into Davis High School and KSL Sports Rewind's coverage of Davis High and Copper Hills High School basketball on the Rewind Sports Network. It's late November. It's the first week of basketball. We come into the hardwood as we kick off the 23-24 high school season with the Copper Hills Grizzlies visiting the Davis Darts. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. Thrilled to bring you a great opener between two programs that have been competitive at the top of the top classification over the last decade plus. We'll start off with the Copper Hills Grizzlies and Coach John Watkins. This was a group that he expected to have experience returning on, and some of that experience has moved on. So an opportunity for new kids to make some new impacts for the Grizzlies, but one young man who's a returner is their starting point guard, Isaiah Reiser. The 5'10 sophomore guard can do a little bit of everything, wears number 2 for Copper Hills in the blue and gold uniform tonight. Isaiah Reiser had a great year in the top 50, and we expect big things from him in his second season as a starter. Meanwhile, for Davis, wearing the home unis tonight in this home opener, the Davis Darts returning key guys as well, including this young man, Coleman Atwater, as well as Zach Fisher. Fisher is a senior, Atwater a junior, but there's a lot of new faces around them as well, including some returning experience, as Coach Sims excited to see this group and how the year will play out. Davis in the home whites as they work this ball around. Up top here with Ike Morgan. He's a returner from last year. Ike provided a nice spark, good movement inside, and Davis able to score on their first offensive possession. And that is a familiar name for Davis faithful. That was Trayden Bessinger, the 6'4 sophomore, also the starting quarterback for Davis, gets the first bucket in the varsity basketball season for the Darts. Here is first offensive possession for the Grizzlies. Reiser turning back, trying to drive, denied by Atwater. Ike Morgan works up. Atwater the drive, and that one lost out of play. It will go back to Davis. Want to let you know the clock you see on your screen, unofficial. At times we stop early, start late, that sort of a thing, to keep it trued up with the official game clock here in the arena. Sent up top. Reiser trying to work off that screen from Wesley Curtis. That one lost, and it's Caleb Taylor. Oh, left it short. Hey, we got a little Copper Hills section underneath that basket, reminding, well, they're just doing their part. As officials now conversing around possession here, and it's going to go back to Copper Hills after the conversation. Other starters today for the Grizzlies includes Boston Lamborn, Wesley Curtis, Tyler McVeigh, and I think Jacob Curtis. As we've got a foul here underneath. First foul of the season here going to be called on Zach Fisher. First team foul for the Darts. Thrown in here with Wesley Curtis, now handing off to McVeigh. Reiser, that double team coming up. Gets that over with McVeigh. McVeigh, he'll stand up from 15 off the front of the rim. Knocked away due to the foul. As the first Grizzly foul here going to be called on Wesley Curtis. 6'5 junior for Copper Hills. Bessinger, this finds its way over to Fisher. Zach, nice spin move right at the rim. Zach Fisher with the soft touch. This is a young man who's really dynamic in the top 50 this year. Had that outside three-point shot going. Obviously shows that driving ability. Coach Sims says that's one of his greatest strengths. Is here comes Davis on the run. Atwater. Coleman being aggressive. The little left-handed finish. And it's a 6-0 start here for the Darts. Reiser. Double team coming off that screen. Couldn't get it back on the roll. Isaiah will pull for three straight away off the mark, and the rebound is to Davis. And now the Darts trying to run it. Here's Morgan into the corner. Fisher baseline. Oh, they call the block there on Reiser. And Davis will inbound here baseline. Here's Bessinger. Trade in, nice. Able to use that rim to go up strong. Trade in Bessinger here with 4. Oh, miscommunication, and Copper Hills turns it over. Reiser was trying to work it over to Boston Lamborn, the junior. Remember him from last year. He can be a good shooter from the outside, but Lamborn had left his spot, was looking to move towards the corner, and that miscommunication will give it back here to the Darts. Nearly had the same on the other end. Able to be recovered there for the Darts by Caleb Taylor. Here's Morgan. They get the switch, working inside. Bessinger! And a timeout taken. What a start for the Davis Darts. It's a 10-0 lead to start the 23 season for Davis High School. You're watching Davis and Copper Hills basketball, a joint production on the Rewind Sports Network. Welcome back. Copper Hills basketball trailing 10-0 here, approaching the midway point in our first quarter. See what Coach Watkins tries to draw up here. Lamborn works that over with Jacob Curtis. Morgan trying to be stout defensively. Here's McVeigh. He'll dribble out of the paint there. Reiser still with it. Boy, this Davis defense, they are tenacious here in the early going. McVeigh got caught in the air. That one finds its way to Lamborn back inside. McVeigh going up. Skipped across the rim. And Davis now on the run with Atwater. Up to Morgan. And he traveled with it. Coach Watkins was right on that one. The trailing official saw it as well. As an extra step there, trying to set up that drive from Morgan. Wesley Curtis. Fisher coming over there, deflects it out. Worked over. Curtis thought about it. Good closeout there. But the foul here going to be called on Fisher on the closeout. I think that's his second. Yes, it is. 2 quick ones here on Zach Fisher. He's going to have to come off the floor. And first man off the bench will be Easton Ralphs, the young man who transfers over to Davis for his senior season. 6'5" post for the Darts. Got good experience, good size as well. Figures to be a good factor off the bench for the Darts this year. Reiser, boy, tough fadeaway, and it's denied. Right, Isaiah gets it back and able to finish. Boy, Isaiah with no give up on the play. Nice touch there for the young man. Morgan around a couple screens, thought about it from the junction, will work out. Here's Bessinger, sends up Atwater for 3. That was short, and it's rebounded by Copper Hills. The Grizzlies now pushing it up the floor. Inside, McVeigh, right hand won't go, and the board is out of bounds. It will stay with Copper Hills. Reiser, got to get it in. Works up with Wesley Curtis. Now Jacob, the Cousins Curtis. Jacob, count it! Jacob Curtis with the aggressive take and the foul called on Morgan. It'll be an and one opportunity. I was talking with Coach Lamborn before the game, and of course he mentioned the young man, guys he thought would be starters, that not with the program this year, and asked him if guys have figured out the role. He said, we've got some that are, and took him a couple minutes, but you see Copper Hill starting to feel more settled here in the back half of this first quarter. Skipped over with Morgan. Now Atwater works to the corner. Little zone look here for Copper Hills. Ralph back out. Morgan trying to penetrate that zone. Oh, good find inside to Easton Ralphs. Boy, beautiful job working that zone. Morgan able to find Easton Ralphs for his first field goal tonight. McVeigh trying to drive into that double team, looking inside, deflected out, last touch by Davis. Want to remind you, we've got every Copper Hills game and every Davis game for you all season long right here on the Rewind Sports Network. Want to thank both of these two fine programs, great partners, as Lamborn from the corner, that three rattled out, and a loose ball foul. Excuse me, that out of bounds. Boy, those are the looks that Coach Watkins and Boston would love to hit for this Copper Hills offense. And he can't hit him. Hit him last year as a sophomore. Atwater across the timeline as we're approaching our final 90 seconds. Morgan straight away, that shot off the mark. Lamborn had the board, and then the foul here called on the backside there by Caleb Taylor, or called on Caleb Taylor. Fouls adding up quickly here for Davis. 4 team fouls in this first quarter. Curtis, Wesley here, sends over. A little lofted shot, Lamborn able to hit it. Nice touch there by Boston Lamborn.
You think you might be streaming a football game. You might be streaming a football game instead of a basketball.
Here's Atwater.
Okay, that's what I just got the feedback. Okay.
Work to the corner. Coleman. He'll send over. Trying to break down the zone again. Coleman's the three from the angle. Coleman Atwater able to hit it. Here's Reiser. Boy, tough step around shot. Oh, Isaiah Reiser. How about that shot from the sophomore guard? Morgan. I want to let you know, we'll get our score updated for you here momentarily as that one turned over. And now Isaiah, he'll draw the contact here with 25 seconds to go. Loose ball foul here. Going to be called on the darts. And so welcome to 23 high school basketball. No longer are the days of the 1-and-1. We've now adopted 2. I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. On the 5th foul, we're shooting 2 free throws. 5th foul in a quarter, and we're shooting free throws. So no longer 7 fouls and a half for bonus. 10 fouls, double bonus. 5 free throws in a quarter, you shoot double bonus. They reset every frame. Here's Reiser, first free throw, rims out. And we'll have a substitution here for both sides, Davis and Copper Hills. Second free throw here for Isaiah, 25 seconds left here in our first quarter. 15-10 the score. Rinned out 0 for 2 on the trip to the line, and Davis gets the clear. Shot clock turned off here for these final 15 seconds. Morgan across the timeline. Boy, you see that aggressive come up there, given the foul with 6 seconds left. Copper Hills, really, they still have one to give here if they want. They're nearly going to line change it. 4 fresh subs coming in here for Coach Watkins. Shouldn't say fresh. These were kids that were on the floor just a few moments ago. 6 seconds left. Given back to Morgan. Ike. And he gets fouled. They call that on the floor. 2.4 seconds left. Copper Hills giving that last foul here. .4 seconds left here, first quarter. Morgan sends up Atwater. He gets it off for 3. Won't go. And that will do it. First quarter comes to a close. 15-10. The advantage for the home Davis Darts in the 23-24 season opener on the Rewind Sports Network from Davis High School. Start of the second quarter. Dane Stewart with you. 15-10. Davis leading Copper Hills. Took Copper Hills 4.5 minutes to find their first points. They've started to settle in, and this tipped back into the backcourt. Able to be regathered there by Reiser. Isaiah on the drive, able to keep that as he works this over with Curtis. Wesley on the drive, and we'll pick up the foul here on Davis. Is that foul called on Gavin Pierce? First personal there on the 6'4 senior. Copper Hills to throw in. Reiser lobs that in. Isaiah, boy, picking up a foul 25 feet away from the rim. That's 2 quick fouls on Davis in this second quarter. I think this called on Pierce again. It was his second personal. Reiser, the drive. Oh, tough shot, Isaiah Reiser. Davis up the floor quickly in the corner. 3 on the way, won't go. And that rebound captured by Reiser. Now he's leading the run for Copper Hills. Isaiah will settle it up here. He's got some space, takes the 3, and we're tied up at 15. Isaiah Reiser with 5 quick points to start this second quarter. Trying to answer other side, and he does. Boy, big time made 3 there from Peyton Chamberlain of Davis, giving the lead back to the Darts. 18-15, Davis led this game 10-0 to start tonight. That ball able to be recaptured by Copper Hills. On the drive that time was Jacob Curtis drawing the contact. And this was called on the shot, so it'll be 2 foul shots, 2 free throws here for Jacob Curtis. First free throw, good. Fisher checking back on the floor here for Davis, as does Caleb Taylor. Second free throw for Curtis as he goes 2 for 2. We're back to a 1-point game. A high screen there. Atwater trying to work around it. He'll send to the corner. 3 on the way. And that just ripped out. Rebounded by Copper Hills. Up the floor quickly. Here's McVeigh. McVeigh, nice handoff. Oh, just too strong. It was a good look there for Curtis. Just a touch long off the shot, right through traffic. It's Coleman Atwater. Wait, a little late to pick up the basketball, driving through, but a traveling violation. We'll give it back here to Davis. The take there was Austin Orman, the young man that Coach Watkins knew would get some minutes tonight in relief of his guard line. I like the visibility, the vision there from Ormond. Just a touch long on it. Atwater works over near side, back up with Coleman. Lamborn came out to defend. Here's Fisher. We'll send baseline across for three. Count it. It's Caleb Taylor dialing up the tray, and the lead back to 6. McVeigh works over Curtis. Into traffic, and a foul going to be called here. That'll be the 4th of the quarter. So checking in here will be Ike Morgan for Davis. Also coming back on the floor here is Wesley Curtis for Copper Hills. Reiser to inbound in the corner. McVeigh, defended by Atwater, will send back up with Reiser. Isaiah, that double team there. Works over to McVeigh. Reiser to the rim. Isaiah Reiser once again finishing off the drive. Fisher works out. Skipped across. Extra pass to Zach. Baseline. Up with Coleman Atwater. The three. Coleman Atwater with the response. Boy, what a shot there from Coleman Atwater. And you got to love the inside-outside game there for Davis. Reiser pushed back to midcourt. Able to get back on it. And we've got a traveling violation. Want to apologize, had some technical difficulties here, trying to still get those worked out. (26-19) the advantage for Davis. When Morgan hobbled up, trying to walk this off. That was a hard contact. So there'll be 2 free throws here for Ike Morgan. My apologies, he made the basket. I missed that. Sorry, we're still working through some technical difficulties, so we multitasking, and now a loose ball foul here going to be called on Jaden Haight. First personal on Haight, and the second team foul on Copper Hills. That shot just short. Atwater able to get the offensive board. Inside, Fisher with a nice right-handed shot. And it's back to the, well, it's the largest lead of the game, up to 12, 31-19 as we approach 3 to play. And Copper Hills with the answer, the 3 made by McVeigh. To the line for Copper Hills, shooting 2 is Ormond, able to hit the first. Second, able to rattle in as well. Up top, Atwater works to Morgan. Space for Ike, just short. Offensive board, Bessinger going up, off the mark. Fisher, a third chance, trying to draw a fourth at a loose ball foul here. Called on the rebound. And they call it here on Copper Hills. It's going to be the second on Haight. They do call it on the shot, so 2 free throws here for Zach Fisher. As that's the 3rd team foul here in the second quarter. Fisher making the first. Second free throw for Zach, too strong, and Lamborn coming up with the rebound. Reiser. McVeigh back with Isaiah. Boy, looking inside, and Ike just got his head around in time. Numbers pushing the floor for Davis all the way, and Taylor drawing the foul. Boy, you gotta love the way that Davis looking to run the floor here early. When they have numbers, they sense it, they fly. And Caleb Taylor shows you his aggressive mindset, going right to the rim on that take. First free throw, short. The Grizzly Den letting Caleb Taylor hear it. And Taylor splitting the pair. Easton Ralphs comes back on the floor here for Davis. Here's Reiser. McVeigh working around a couple screens here. Oh, got caught in the air. Intercepted by Bessinger. And Rouse has it knocked away, but the foul called here on Isaiah Reiser. And so Easton Ralphs heading to the line here to shoot a pair. Now both teams with 5 team fouls. So we'll be shooting double bonus the rest of this first half. Ralphs, first free throw. Able to hit it. Lead back to 10 here for the Darts as Reiser Well, head to the bench. Just the first on Isaiah. Ralphs. Confidently knocks down number 2. 2 for 2 on his trip to the line. Ormond giving that over with Jacob Curtis. He'll send out Lamborn from the corner. Won't go. Kauser sends out Bessinger, the 3. Just off the mark. Ralphs wrestles it away. Morgan looking to Bessinger. Thought about that extra pass. Instead, he'll work with Atwater. Little floater from Coleman. Rims out, and the rebound to Haight. Final minute here of the first half. In trouble, McVeigh sends out. Here's Curtis. Trying to drive right into traffic there of Ralphs. Shot clock down to 15. Lamborn. Oh, a tough J there for Boston, just off the mark. Morgan will take the 3 and hits it. Ike Morgan able to hit the 3. And it's a 14-point lead. Shot clock turned off here for these final 25 seconds of the first half. 38-24 after Copper Hills had clawed back to tie the game up. It's been a good close to this first half for the Home Darts. Clock down to 10. Here's Lamborn. Excuse me. This is Ormond. Now Lamborn gives it back. Austin trying to drive. Help coming over inside to Haight. Tough shot there, and Haight able to score it. And that's how the first half will come to a close. 38-26. Davis leads Copper Hills in the season opener. You're watching Davis and Copper Hills basketball on the Rewind Sports Network. Welcome back. Start of the second half. Dane Stewart here with you. 38-26, the advantage for the Davis Darts. Copper Hills has not led in this game, though after falling behind 10-0, they did come back to tie it. It was a good close from Davis in the last 4 minutes of that first half to set the double-digit lead, and it's a good start to the second half as Ike Morgan able to hit the 3. It's 41-26. That's the 9th point tonight for Ike Morgan. Coleman Atwater led Davis with 10 in that first half. Ike had 6. Bessinger had 6 as well. Zach Fisher had 5 as that drive inside won't go. And a foul here on Atwater will be the first Davis foul of the second half. Meanwhile, for Copper Hills, Isaiah Reiser led the way. 12 first half points for Isaiah on 5 of 8 shooting and 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. As he was the most significant scorer for the Grizzlies. And now another quick foul here going to be called on Davis. Free throws were even, 3-point percentage comparable. The difference really was from the floor. 14 of 26 for Davis, 9 of 21 for Copper Hills. Of course, we always want to thank the Pettengills, do so much to help us here at Davis High School, providing stats for us tonight. Thank you so much. Makes our game a whole lot easier. As Copper Hills had it moving there for several minutes in that second quarter, but second half, a turnover there, and now Davis on the run. Atwater, the 3, just short. And now Copper Hills with an opportunity to attack. Reiser going end to end. Good defense there by Morgan. Got a hand right on top of the basketball. And now Davis trying to run the floor the other end. It's Zach Fisher. Reiser in the lane and drawing the contact. It'll be Isaiah heading to the free throw line. Want to remind all you passionate basketball fans out there, tomorrow night, we debut our girls coverage. We'll be down at Lone Peak to watch the defending state champs. Is Isaiah Reiser good on the first? And then, of course, we got a pair of games coming up for you Wednesday on this holiday week. Basketball for you leading all the way up to Turkey Day. And we've got more basketball coverage than you can shake a stick at over the course of the next, really, 3 months. Going to be good times here on the Rewind Sports Network. Here's Coleman Atwater. Atwater in the paint. Little fadeaway there was just short. Tapped around. Fisher going back up. And McVeigh, you see that hand come down. Going to be called for the foul. Be the second personal here on Tyler McVeigh. As Fisher here to the line, shooting 2. Substitution for Davis. Connor Swap checking in here. Fisher goes 2 for 2. Oh, Morgan just stepped out of play. That close to a turnover and a run out. Lamborn giving to Reiser. And that pass staying in off the official there. Into traffic and turning it over. Here's Fisher. Atwater in the corner. That just stayed in. Swap just able to navigate that baseline. And Reiser nearly with the steal. Should be a fun year up in Region 1. Davis obviously has looked good tonight. The Layton Lancers have all sorts of talent. And you have Farmington as well as Fremont as Ike Morgan able to take that in and finish. And it's Fisher on the other end with the denial. Ahead for Morgan. Ike try to save it into space. Atwater, tough lefty, fouled. And it will be Coleman Atwater here heading to the line. Meanwhile, well, we've got a timeout, so we'll step aside and then we'll circle back on that thought. Timeout, Copper Hills, as it's all Davis here in the season opener. 4:56 left here. We were a little ahead of the game clock, so we're just getting that back and true. We apologize. We've had all sorts of technical challenges tonight. I want to remind you, you can see the game in its entirety. We posted on KSLSports.com as well as YouTube. I appreciate your patience with us here on the season, on the opening night of basketball here in 6A. As the first free throw there for Atwater off the back of the rim. He's got one more here. Coleman, that one's short. Rare misses there for Atwater at the line. Reiser finding himself in the corner, in trouble, throws out off of Morgan. It'll stay here. Haight checking back in here for Copper Hills. And a foul here on the inbound. Going to be called on Atwater. That'll be the 4th team foul on Davis. As that clock ran for a little bit, we'll see if they put time back on it. I got 4:45. I think I saw 4:44 there indication. Indeed. third foul on Coleman Atwater. Again, that 14th foul, which means one more foul, and we're double bonus for the rest of this third quarter. Rule changes. I voiced my opinion, but no one cared to listen. We'll just leave it at that. Here's Reiser. Little floater here from Curtis. Short gets his own miss, that time long. And it's Fisher with the clear. Davis pushing it. 2-on-1. Morgan will take the three and hits. Hey, here's a shocker. Ike Morgan can shoot the three ball. Plays for Coach Sims. Of course he can. How about Ike here was waiting in the paint for that drive from Reiser. This a little pull up from Lamborn won't go, and it will head back to the Darts. Substitution here for Davis, as coming in the game is Nadai for the Darts. Nope, that's the wrong roster. Bennett Wright. My apologies to the Wright family. That was Wright giving over to Morgan. That one lost. Fisher thought he was fouled. Reiser. And that will be the 15th foul. So to the line we go. 2 free throws coming up here for Isaiah Reiser. Reiser good on the first. One more here for Isaiah. Two for two. Double team coming up there from Copper Hills, and it works. Reiser finds himself with it. Oh, Haight coming down, and he traveled with it. Here comes Fisher. Long rebound and a foul here given before that drive, and so Reiser now heading to the line. Reiser good on both. 50-32 as Isaiah will catch a breather here. Fisher fouled at midcourt. Here's Morgan. Rouse. Morgan working away from that lane was open. Ike Morgan, what vision for the young man as he's able to take advantage of that paint being empty. The senior, well, he's had a good night tonight for the Darts. Good D by Rouse. Oh boy, they had Curtis on that baseline, just couldn't quite corral it cleanly as that shot rolls across the front of the rim, and Fisher with the rebound. Now Davis coming ahead. Morgan from the corner, won't go. Not tapped out, it'll head. Well, we had the indication it was going with the Grizz. Now the officials coming together to discuss. And it'll stay here. Officials here still talking. We might have a finger issue. Zach's going to head over to the table, I believe. Maybe not. We're going to get a timeout here from Coach Sims. Timeout, Davis. We'll step aside, be back. Davis basketball. Ralph's left open. He's going to try the three, just short. Fisher able to keep it, had it, knocked away, but was fouled in the process. This will be the fourth team foul here on Copper Hills. Morgan here to inbound. Got just over 2 minutes to go. We're just going to let our clock hang here for just a bit. That pass along the baseline taken away, and Fisher here going to pick up a cheap one in the backcourt. So we'll walk down and take more free throws. You know, in football season, I often call games with Moose Bingham, and I ask Moose, what'd you learn tonight? Moose isn't here. I'll tell you what I learned tonight. You need to practice free throws because we're going to take a lot more of them. So, kids, if you're out there, practice your free throws. First one, good. One more here for Jacob Curtis. And he goes 2 for 2. There's a Twitter account that, or an X account, whatever you want to call it, often tweets out that free throws are free, and not only are they free, but they're giving them out like candy with our new rule change. So this is fantastic. 1:52 left to go, and that's the 5th team foul on Copper Hills. So now Davis will get a pair. One more here for Bennett Wright. Makes them both. Lead back to 20. Oh, that three hit by McVeigh. He's shown a little range to his game tonight. That'll be a nice piece for Copper Hills as this season wears on. Oh, how about it? Back-to-back threes for the Grizzlies. Now a little pressure. Morgan trying to deal with it. They just get that up the floor. Bessinger back out now with Morgan. Inside, Ralphs. Oh, nice move by Easton Ralphs. Little soft touch. Oh, inside. Jaden Height at the rim. Left alone and scores it. And that trickling back. And it will be Grizzly basketball. .18 to go. Copper Hills can get the last shot here in the third. Can pull back to as close as 11. Reiser, that double team coming over, finds inside. Haight just off the rim, and that will close it out as the third quarter is complete. 56-42, Davis leads Copper Hills. You're watching Davis High and Copper Hills High School basketball on the Rewind Sports Network. Start of the fourth quarter, 56-42. Davis with the lead. Here's Lamborn, a long three, and Boston Lamborn able to hit it. Boy, Coach Sims didn't like the defensive effort there as Lamborn was able to get behind that screen and was open, able to drill it. He's had a couple of those that have been just close. That one was pure. Atwater, the soft float touch in the paint. Reiser going up and going to be heading to the line as he drew contact there. I think Bessinger, yes, Traden going to pick up the foul, and it'll be a pair of free throws here for Reiser. First one short. One for two on the trip there for Isaiah. They just get it in there to Atwater. Reiser coming over there to help double team. Coleman stepping through in the corner. Three on the way. Caleb Taylor just short. Look out. Poked away from behind by Taylor. That's a nice defensive recovery. Corner three, Lamborn again. Into a bit of a rhythm. And look out, it's a single-digit deficit here for Copper Hills. Fisher to answer, off the mark, rebound there by the Grizzlies. And that lost out. Again, a little pressure here from Copper Hills. And a foul here in the backcourt. Timeout taken by the Grizzlies. It's a 9-point deficit. Can the Grizzlies put together some D to get this back, to have a shot here to end it out? We'll find out. Timeout. Davis basketball led this game by as much as 20 It's down to 9. Dart's trying to close out their home opener. This was something for Coach Watkins. He's played Davis in the summer, the fall. He was looking forward to seeing exactly how his team would respond. And they've had their moments where they've played right with Davis. They've had their moments where they've looked overmatched. But, boy, they are making a nice run here late. Reiser in that double team looking for some help. Able to step around the double team completely, but has that knocked away. Now Davis on a run out. It's Bessinger to lay it in. McVeigh left alone. Ooh, that three looked like it was going to go, but just off the mark. And now a touch foul here given by Copper Hills. It'll be the second team foul on Copper Hills here in this fourth. Morgan to inbound. Atwater. Across the timeline, Coleman sends over. Ralphs kicking out. Morgan. Be patient here. 20 on the shot clock as we approach 5 to go here in the fourth. Here's Fisher. Fisher crosses over on the drive. Zach Fisher. And a foul here going to be called in the backcourt there on Morgan. It'll be the second team foul on Davis. Second personal there on Ike. Oh, that pass deflected. Fisher the other way, gets the dunk. Reiser, good help there by Fisher, made that shot really difficult, and then that nearly thrown away. Bessinger there on the deflection. That'll stay here with the Grizz. Reiser able to pick that up off the floor, but too high off the window. Skipped across. Atwater, the three. Coleman Atwater pushes this back to an 18-point difference. A 9-0 run put on. Here's Lamborn. Boy, tough window there, and a traveling violation. Davis starting to pick up that defense to help put this game away. Fisher started it and finishes it. And one for Zach Fisher as he'll head to the line. And a timeout going to be taken here by Copper Hills. Timeout Grizzlies as the Davis Darts looking strong. In their This game, I think, was 58-49, I believe. After Copper Hills trailed by 20, they got it to 9. Boy, Davis, and this is what you want to see if you're Coach Sims. Obviously, you'd love to, not have that kind of a lead be given up as that free throw missed by Fisher. But to be able to have the response to come back and looking to put the game away is good. We'll see if Copper Hills can try to make a couple plays here late as Morgan called there on the block. The Davis bench didn't like that. As it'll be free throws now here for Copper Hills. And I'll tell you, Coach Watkins, we talked about there were guys who was expected to be back, not on the team, trying to find a group. And we've had some players that have had some nice nights tonight. Love the no give up out of the Grizz. Looking like they're going to come up short, but they've got spurts where they show they can play right with Davis. If they can find that consistency, this can be a unit you got to look out for. That Region 3, Copper Hills and Bingham, Mountain Ridge, Harriman. It's figures to be a strong region for basketball this season. Of course, everyone in the state of Utah heartbroken to hear Brody Kozlowski. Certainly wish him the best in his recovery. As on the trip to the line, both free throws made there. That'll be tough for Corner Canyon. You can't replace a Brody. I miss seeing him play this year, his senior year. Young man committed to USC just a few weeks ago as a foul called here up high on Lamborn. It'll be the fourth team foul on the Grizz. You know what I'd like to see one day? I'd like to see Copper Hills walk into a gym with a big red poofy hat on and just come walking in, I'm the Grizz. I'm the Grizz. It's a show reference. Oh, inside, Easton Ralphs. He's had a good night tonight, too, by the way. Easton Ralphs hasn't been shy from the moment. He's given good minutes, stays up vertical there, but that's even just a better finish inside there by Jacob Curtis of the Grizzlies. And there, the pressure of the Grizz. Giving it up, Jacob Curtis too strong as Atwater was there to create the defensive pressure. And Lamborn here gives the foul. For those that don't know, that's a Seinfeld reference. Morgan here to the line, shooting two. That was a fifth team foul, so double bonus the rest of the way here for the Darts. First one good. One more here for Ike. Here's Lamborn. Extra pass. Curtis now on the drive, gets fouled. And that'll be the fourth team foul on Davis. Fisher called for his fourth. Here's Lamborn from the corner. Boston Lamborn, another three for Copper Hills. Atwater. Ralphs with that screen. Coleman, boy, nice hesitation, but a traveling violation here, Cole, on Atwater. Inside of 2 to go here in the fourth. Wesley hands that off. Here's Jacob. Curtis, boy, tough shot, won't go, just off the front of the rim. And then Jacob here called for the foul. And we'll walk down and take free throws. So Atwater heading to the line as substitutions for Davis getting ready to come on. Gavin Pierce to the table, as is Bryker Kauser. First free throw from Coleman, good. Bessinger and Fisher coming off the floor for Davis. Strong nights for that duo. And we might have blood again here. Yeah, we do. You can see the spot right on the jersey there of Ralph's. And we'll get a timeout here from Coach Sims. Timeout Davis, as they'll take care of the uniform here for Easton Ralphs. Timeout Darts. We'll be back after this. Easton Ralphs now wearing number 31. Shout out to Jacob Haggard for giving up the jersey, or at least letting him wear his, as Atwater makes the second as well. That shot won't go, rebounded, and it's Davis on the run. Pierce works that out. Sent around, Ralphs from the corner, just short. Offensive board, and the finish, the putback for Peyton Chamberlain. Inside baseline drive from Jacob Curtis. Inside of our final minute here. In the corner, swap, that three won't go. Offensive rebound gathered there by Kauser. Worked around, here's Ralphs. Bryker in the paint, denied. Get it back. Shot clock down to 12 here. That shot, or that pass, kind of kicked out off the shin. In the paint, floated up and scored. Final seconds ticking away here at Davis. Copper Hill's a little slow to get off the starting line. It came back to tie it up, as that shot will count at the horn from Austin Ormond. But Davis, the offense enough, the defense enough, they cruise to a 79-60 victory over the Copper Hills Grizzlies as Davis starts the year 1-0. Our player of the game, I don't know where to go. Ike Morgan. Young man had a strong start to the second half to help Davis fend off the gritty Copper Hills Grizzlies. 79-60 your final score. Want to remind you, we've got Copper Hills and Davis basketball for you all year long right here on the Rewind Sports Network, as we'll bring you every game for both these two programs, as well as the best games across the state, all the way to state championships, only on KSLSports.com. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night, everybody.